Welcome back to Hannity. So over the weekend, the UN Security Council unanimously approved new sanctions against North Korea. In response, the rogue regime vowed to launch, quote, a thousand-fold revenge against the United States, and that, quote, under no circumstances will it negotiate its nuclear and missile weapons program. President Trump, he took to Twitter last night, writing, quote, just completed call with President Moon of South Korea, very happy and impressed with 15-0 United Nations vote on North Korea sanctions. And Fox News has learned that the American spy satellites have detected North Korea loading 2 anti-ship cruise missiles onto a patrol boat. Joining us now with reaction, the Deputy Assistant to the President, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. I know that H.R. McMaster has said today, Dr. Gorka, the U.S. is preparing for a preventative war against North Korea. You and I have discussed there is no good answer here after Bill Clinton tried to bribe them, said they wouldn't get nuclear weapons, said it was a great deal for America. They used our money to build them because of poor negotiations. I don't see a good option here, Dr. Gorka.
Well, Sean, I'm sure North Korea is watching Western media and especially your show, and they need to know something. This is not the Obama White House, and there is a very different man today as Commander-in-Chief, and they should not test President Donald J. Trump.
What do you make of Kim Jong-un and his thousand-fold revenge? What do you make of the continued saber rattling? Last week, not only did we have the notice that ICBMs could literally reach New York City and Boston, Massachusetts, and of course he's moving towards submarine potential launches, and we saw that. Now we have him vowing all this revenge. And how do you defend against a country once they have nuclear weapons? Because let's say we take out those sites, or try to. Can they launch against South Korea in the interim? Can they launch against Japan? Will they dare to take on China with weapons? You're literally talking about the potential of millions of humans dying.
They can rattle their rusty sabers, but the fact is this is a sadistic, dictatorial regime. And what they have been trying to do ever since the facilitation of their weapons programs by the Clinton White House and then the Obama White House is to blackmail us, to blackmail the West. But that all ended this weekend. Think about all the people who not just underestimated but criticized this president. What did we just achieve through the good offices of Ambassador Haley, Secretary Tillerson? We have a 15-0 vote at the UN Security Council, including permanent members like China and Russia, that have brought the most stringent package of sanctions against North Korea we have ever seen. They have backed themselves into a corner, and they need to back down.
Okay, I agree. But is this guy crazy enough to, is he crazy enough to launch a nuke? The former Soviet Union understood mutually assured destruction. It was a huge vote to get China and Russia, 15-0. Nobody in the media covers it. But is that enough to stop this madman? Or is he even mad? He's just, again, he likes to cause trouble on the world stage.
This is not the Cold War. Remember, during the Cold War, we had this phrase, correlation of forces. We had a balance. We had a standoff, more than 20,000 nuclear warheads on either side. This is not the Soviet Union. This is a Potemkin village. This regime cannot even feed its own people. That's how much of a paper tiger it is. So now they have to send a very clear message. Rex Tillerson today at the ASEAN meeting said they can send a signal. No more ballistic missile testing. Then we will know that sanity reigns, and they don't want to bring down the ire of the president and the Western community against North Korea.
Why do I think that it is a real clear present danger for the world, and that with all the talk about all these, in many cases, like Russia's superfluous issues, this could define the Donald Trump presidency more than anything else? And you could see a world coalition. We saw the former Soviet Union, the U.S., aligning against Nazism, fascism in World War II. Could it be the world now aligning against North Korea to prevent nuclear war?
Look, we inherited a world on fire. 8 years of leading from behind and strategic patience saw a more militaristic China, saw the rise of North Korea, the establishment of the Islamic State, the invasion of the Ukraine. This is what President Trump has inherited. But now there is leadership. It's not the creation of vacuums. And we will stand up. Sean, you know better than anyone else, this is evil in our time.
Yes, it is.
And we will not back down from evil, Sean. Not this president, not his team.
I don't see it at all. I think they haven't figured out this is a different world now. All right, Dr. Gorka, I don't see a good answer here. Pretty scary, pretty chilling. I hope people pay attention. That 15-0 vote deserved a lot more attention in the media. Thank you, sir, for being with us.